Welcome back. We're up to number 15 on the power rankings. You know what occurs to me? I'm not going to need a heater while I'm down in California. Definitely need it in here though. It's been a chillier January than it was December. But at any rate, I want to talk about the New York Islanders. They're number 15 on the power rankings countdown. Again, I wish I could do a Casey Kasem voice. So in terms of points percentage, I have them ranked higher than where they should be. Their 562 points percentage is 18th over the period of time between 2017-18 and now. And in the power rankings currently, I'm trying to correct that 15th by having them 24th. Not really. It's just they haven't been playing great lately. Last night, Montreal and the Islanders losing that game. Gallagher throwing a pretty nasty head check during that, though. But at any rate, that being set aside and all of that, Barzal, their leading scorer from 2017-2018 until now, surprising no one. 465 games, 118 goals, 292 assists, 412 points. And I'll say here what I say often. I think if Barzal was playing in an organization where there was a lot more offensive creativity, I think Barzal's numbers would be higher. That being said, I think he's thrived as much with the New York Islanders as one can with that system that they employ. And we'll see whether or not Barzal's numbers trend upwards over the coming years. I would think they could. Again, it depends on how things go. And of course, this team just changed their coach. The results so far showing that changing the coach doesn't mean immediate return. But Patrick Roy, he's not somebody I'd want to tick off. I'll just put it that way. So when you look at the graph here, you can see that the Islanders have had their peaks and valleys. Their best season, 2020-2021, they averaged out to 11.5. They were fifth once that year. That was the highest they got. But the previous season, 2019-2020, they actually reached first twice, and their overall average was 10.78. So the New York Islanders, 2019-2020, their best season. This year they peaked. They were 11th twice. That's the same peak they had in 2021-2022. Their average this season of 16.87, right around average. Their overall average is 14.97. They've been in the top row 29 times, second row 64 times, third row 52 times, bottom row only 12 times. So kudos to them for that, only being in the bottom row 12 times and all that. One thing I forgot, I have to fix that. So for viewers of the Minnesota one, I didn't go through each row. 39 times they were in the top row, 49 times in the second row, 53 times in the third row, 16 times in the bottom row, meaning less time spent in the bottom row by the Islanders than by the Minnesota Wild. And once I've done all 32, absolutely, we're going to take this data. We're going to have some fun with it. Yvonne and I have already been talking about tracking this going forward and using this for other video goodness for all you fine people on the internet. So the last playoff appearance for the New York Islanders, 2023. If they're going to get back, they're going to need Ilya Sorokin to steal them some games. He's been their best goaltender, at least wins-wise, but I think overall he's been their best goaltender too. 84, 58, and 27 record, 921 save percentage, amongst one of the best goaltenders in the league when he's on his game. Has that goaltending covered up for shortcomings for the Islanders over the years? Yes, absolutely it has. But has this team proven that if they get in the playoffs, they're dangerous? Yes, they absolutely can be. Back-to-back conference finals appearances and all of that. That being said, it does feel like they're trending downwards. They may very well miss the playoffs this season. And what they need, to me, I think adding some youth up front is important. This is a team that's gone older and older under Lou Lamoriello. And when you're in the playoffs and you're having success, well, you can't really complain too much. But when that success starts to wane, that's where you can complain and say, you know what, we could do this a different way. So the youth up front is necessary, and I think getting back to playing Islanders hockey. One thing I've noticed with Islander games lately, and it's just one of those minor things that you notice when you watch as much hockey as I do, the games are getting longer. So it was a couple of years ago, Islanders games were always done really fast, and it feels like now the style they're playing is clearly different. You're getting more whistles. You're getting a lot more shots, which makes it more entertaining to watch the Islanders, but that's not really their style. Their style is that, back and forth game, not a ton of contact. They do throw their share of hits. There's been debate about whether or not they are a little generous with the hits granted to their home team. I think they are, but at any rate, they need to get back to playing Islanders hockey, and you know it when you see it. The games go much faster than everybody else's. The one thing is, Patrick Roy, I don't know if he's going to want to play that style. I don't remember the Avalanche playing that style, and I do wonder if we have a team currently built with the New York Islanders that will suit the coaching style of Patrick Roy. Already seen through 3 games, times where he looks kind of frustrated and kind of upset with the way things are going, and good. It shouldn't just be I'm back behind the bench of an NHL team and all smiles. And yeah, Raw doesn't work that way. So I do think if anybody can get the Islanders out of their current funk, Patrick Roy is probably the guy to do it. But they need to get back to playing hockey that wins. This is not a team that spent a lot of time in that bottom row in the power rankings, but they may be destined for the bottom row this week. Again, by the time this goes live, you'll know whether or not that actually happened. And yeah, I really enjoy watching Islander games for the fact that they're generally pretty fast. They're different. And even though at times they can be really, really low chance games either way. And again, that's where I come back to what I talked about with Barzal. That style of hockey is not going to highlight the talent and the skill of a player who's got really high offensive upside. It does highlight your grinders. It does highlight your players who do a really good job defensively and prevent shots against, your shot blockers and whatnot. But yeah, they haven't got back to playing that style of hockey. The one question I have with that though is, can they win a cup with this roster as it's currently constituted? And if not, what do they need to add in order to make that happen? Because again, to me, I just think they need a little bit more youth, a little more energy up front, and just get back to playing their game. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you have not already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.